Hello, welcome back to my 25 days-ish of uploads, even if some of the days are in a slight wrong order. I thought I'd give you a insight on how I do my editing as a cheap video. Um, and first we're gonna look at the music video, then I'm gonna show you how I do my normal editing. So if you're more interested to that side of things, like skip on a couple of minutes. I try and remember to put like a timestamp just so those who aren't really interested in the excuses you go over to that side. So obviously I uploaded on the 22nd, no, sorry, out on the 23rd as the 22nd video. Um, the new music video me and my younger sibling put together. Now I'd like to point out we do not have any of the correct gear. Um, what initially we tried doing was using my headset mic as like on my headset, and you could hear way too much of the mouth movement. And now I've said that, I have to try not to salivate because my brain's only going to think about doing that for the next 20 seconds. And then it just didn't sound good. You hear all the breaths too well. And if you think I breathe loudly now, wait till I'm trying to sing, get like oxygen in my lungs and my diaphragm. So then we tried using my laptop microphone. Now I haven't had much experience with my microphone connected to my laptop, but as a distance, it sounded okay. It just didn't it sounded a little robotic. So what we came to the conclusion is I set my gear up in my older sister's room. She's got a smaller room with a lot more stuff in it, so the sound's padded. The room I share with my younger sister's bigger and has not as much padding because we have more space to put stuff. And I set my headset up as a standard microphone, and we stood back and sang into it that way with some distance. And that is the versions you hear with the singing. Now, the song itself, for the backing track, I just found a MIDI file for um the song that I've forgotten the name of, which I'm doing a parody of. Uh, sorry, if it comes back to me, I'll say it. I found a MIDI file, and now people have made at some point a Minecraft block converter, a music block converter. So you put MIDI files in, and it will convert it into a usable file of Minecraft music. So that's how I did it. No, I didn't work out note blocks. I'm not that good. And I was slightly rushed because we did most of this in about a day. The editing of it took a little bit longer because then so we sang into my microphone, and then we had a version of the song playing in the back in on my tablet with earbuds in, and we were just singing over the top of the actual lyrics, which worked out much better than I thought it was going to because usually I get distracted with the lyrics written down. I then checked out, so we had about 7 attempts. This is the cleared up version, but if you look in here, you'll see all 7 attempts, plus the sample attempt with the original sounding, which if I play quickly, oh, it's in that weird thing where hang on, just throw it in here. The way I've got it set up is sometimes it doesn't do audio like that. I have to put it into a player first. But if you listen to it,
Diamonds falling all
I've got my
around me.
headspace turned off.
Let's play Minecraft. Let's have some fun. Build an island and hunting down treasure.
But yeah, you can hear that the quality isn't that great with my headset on. I'm also taking into account that if I sing too loudly with my headset on, it was just going to ruin itself. But I did the entire song like that. And then my younger sister had a couple of goes, and we overlaid. I can't remember if it's 2 versions of her singing, 1 version of me singing, or I think it's 2 versions of her, 1 version of me. That's her, that's her, and that's me. And I had to cut out bits of my singing because I added in words that weren't on the lyrics. Because we had a discussion with the lyrics, and then we added in a couple of things. Hence why my when I was listening to it, I realised my um, lyrics up here were not quite correct because they were different, and that's fine. Anyway, and then I just loaded up Minecraft and chose a scene and just ambiently let it snow for a bit. I don't know how this happened. I'm pretty sure I cut this bit out, but I ended up with like, what, a minute of dead space? Yeah, about a minute and a half of dead space, just because I wasn't paying attention. I have tried rectifying that with the YouTube editor, which I think it worked. I'll actually check this morning to see if it so it could take like 24 hours to work properly. Yeah, that's back down to 2929. So that is perfectly. Now we didn't want to sing the entire song because it goes on for so much longer. But we found a convenient place. Now, what I didn't realise when we were singing, I didn't ask my sister to do any of the. I just mute that bit and that bit just so you could hear it. Not that bit. I didn't ask her to do that. It's not the only bit I didn't ask her to do, but I cut that bit out. But I loved it, so I kept it in at the end just as a little funny. But yeah, so I leveled up. The MIDI file versus the file we were recording from, the beat was slightly out, so I've had to rearrange it perfectly to match back up. But it was just amusing seeing how all our peaks were roughly the same. Like, obviously, we're singing the same lyrics and all that, so yeah, it would expect it. But that's that. That's how I put together the music video. Oh, and I just went into paint.net and copied the lyrics using my Tradewinds font I stole for the piracy thumbnails, which I stopped doing because thumbnails got a bit tedious for me. That's how I do that. So just save that. Now, if we go into, let's see, what shall we look at? One of my shorter videos. Now they're the complete versions, I'll try them. Okay, so if we look at episode 6, I dropped that into. I don't know what I was doing. All I know is that I dropped that down to about 18 minutes, which is I like. I aim for like between. Yeah, actually, it's not too bad. I try to aim between 15 and 20 minutes, just to make them more watchable. The first things I do is I cut off to about there because that's all my preamble of just trying to get myself ready, so I'll be breathing and whatever. So I try to cut that out. And next thing I do is I'll just scroll through quickly and check for any huge chunks like this. And I will just cut them out completely. And check like little audio, not if it's an audio spike like that, I know it's me either breathing, hitting my headphone mic, which I do quite a bit, because I move my hand around more than I should, even though you can't see it, or it's me coughing or whatever. Anything longer than that like that, I'll then review to make sure it's nothing important, and I will just completely get rid of that point, which has already cut my video down by 2 minutes. Same here, once again, just check. I make weird sounds. I think that was me hitting my headphone. Now, depending if it's a proper build thing or not, I will sometimes just grab that. I have a feeling I probably just cut and deleted these. That's a huge spike. Oh, that was that. I will just delete that completely. Extract the clip, it'll bring that all down. And I'm into 10 minutes, which is a little short. So instead, what I'll do is click change speed and I will speed it up some. That tells me when the. Does that tell me the length? I don't know. Either way, I'll cut it down to a more sensible, like 5 minutes length. I don't know why sometimes it does this. This is just my editor being weird. It does that on the occasion. I'm still not totally used to using it. But either like, I will shorten the video length, speed up, and cut out the audio because you don't need it. Don't know what's gone wrong there. But you can ungroup stuff and no, I didn't click that. I went ungroup to rearrange. It's most likely just because I was faffing around a lot. And now I've got a sped up version, which is a bit more coherent. Then I'll go to my sound list, so I have a file with just my random music that I've picked up that I like. This is why a lot of the songs I use end up being the same, just because I go to this library rather than going to the YouTube library and then scrolling through. So I have all this set to length. I have short ones, I have longer ones, I have Christmassy ones, I have effects, because that's just the phase I was going in. If you keep hearing a slamming in door, it's a little windy and it's slamming the bathroom door. And then that'll be that. Sometimes I'll add in like effects like I did in Ravenous Devils to zoom in on specific things, but I don't really do that for the Minecraft stuff, because if I need to zoom in on something, I have the C key, which zooms in. Thank you to Optifine. And then also the other thing is, tend to have to cut the ends. Now, I'm getting better at just switching to OBS and clicking stop when I finish, so that's one less thing I need to check. This is a relatively easy one to edit, and say as I've already just about completed everything. It's slightly shorter than what the actual one I've got here is. Now, if I just delete this again, I have a different video to look at. We go to my Christmas file, we put one of the Sims videos in, which is over an hour long. I got way too into it. I have to wait for it to load properly. Now my old editing software I used to use here, OpenShot, which if it loads up, it's been a while, it's probably going to want updating and stuff. You know what? Never mind. It looked nothing like this, but then it would only load like that part. You don't get any of this. You then have to extract the audio separately, and it could take up to an hour to do it, depending on the length of the video. So there's no way I'd have been able to do this. But once again, I'd have just cut out that, and you scroll through. Now, initially, like there's these big gaps, but I'm not looking for those. I'm looking for these ones where I'm generally not talking first. Ah. And if you click extract rather than, oh, it actually loaded. It's what it looked like. And it just isn't as user friendly. It's simpler, but it's just not as user friendly. But yeah, cut out the huge bits. There's so much talking downstairs. I can't tell if you can hear any of the background noise that I can hear over my noise cancelling headphones. It's another example of stuff I would just cut out. I would tend to stop talking for a moment and just wait till the conversation's over. It is the day before Christmas, my house is full, no one's at work, and if I planned this better, I wouldn't be making the 23rd video on the 24th. But yeah, anyway, so I cut all that out. And then once I've done that, we'll just imagine I've done that for a second. I'm nowhere near complete because it's probably all this dead space as well towards the end. I will then go back to these ones and sort of judge the distance. I've got getting an eye for it now, so I don't actually have to check every time. Be like, you don't need that much dead space. I prefer to keep myself talking and having what I'm saying the thing you're listening to rather than watching. the idea is that when you get bored and decide to go on your app, on your phone or whatever, you're not missing out on anything that's happening on screen because I should be talking enough. This is why some of my videos go from being very long to very short. And you get stuff like this, and it's just me knocking my headphone or coughing. I think I may have been snorting slightly there. I realise I'm doing this and you're hearing all the embarrassing sounds I usually take off. But with this, because I've got the Sims music in, as well as my talking, what I'll do is I'll choose a bit that has quite a bit of my audio in it, I'll listen. I just noticed when my audio was doing weird things as well. And I'll be like, well, the Sims needs to go down a little bit, I need to go up a little bit, and we'll see where that leads me off. But my stupid Windows 11 laptop. We'll go to a bit where I don't. My goal is to create my little Santa Claus over here. A house. But it's actually quite loud because I was recording quite loudly, so I'll probably drop it down to something like that. Now, I'm not sure, still don't know what this audio issue was because it seems to have solved itself. I'm not sure if it needed updating or something, or maybe it was because I have to change my OBS settings to whether or not it's playing in high mode or low mode, depending which games I'm going, and maybe it just didn't like a change I did whilst flicking between the two. Because every game I play versus Minecraft is always in a different one, and Minecraft changes its mind all the time. So that's what I got for that. So now if I go to my number 3, day 3, the actual file I did to this. Wait, whilst it works out all the editing I did. I, in the end, just turned off the music by the looks of it. Yeah, I muted it. Which, honestly, is an option a lot of the time for me, because it gets, especially when I've got issues like at the start when I'm having this audio issue, trying to balance that versus the rest of it, it's not always good. If I've got loads of cuts, the music gets a bit jarring. But I could have edited this further, but it was very much, with this sort of 25 days thing, I am very much recording, editing, uploading in the same day. Like, that could have been cut down a bit more, that could have been cut down a bit more. That also, over here. Which is a challenge in itself, but it's one I quite happily play with, hence why I do it. This year's been the worst year for it, to be fair, just because I was doubting whether or not I was going to do it, so I didn't start early enough recording, because ideally I need to be recording a couple at the very end of November just to keep myself going. Pretty much during the, not last week, but the week before, I was having to record 3 episodes a day. That's why we did so many Christmas quizzes this year, because me and my sister just sat down doing them because they were fun. And because I was just like, I had a list of games I wanted to play nostalgia-wise, and then that list got halved because Flash was no longer a thing, and then that list got halved again because I couldn't find the ones that I knew could exist, or I couldn't find them on my computer. So that's why it got a bit samey. Next year, I think I might just put my hand up and say, yeah, it's not happening. Or alternatively, I'll just commit to, instead of doing different things, I'll just commit to having an upload every day, rather than trying to make them special with a couple of Christmas things thrown in. To be fair, I had a lot of fun playing The Sims. It's been a while since I just did building. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I also hope that gave you a good insight on like how I edit. But ignore the fact that my desktop's a mess and I need to sort it all out. But yeah, so I hope that gave you all an insight of how I edit, and you will give me advice on areas I need to improve. Either way, thanks for watching. Like if you like, comment, subscribe if you can. Tell me what's something awesome. Tell me on Christmas if you think I'm Christmas. Tell me if you think I'm terrible. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. This is Missy signing off. Goodbye.